Homo sapiens and early human migration. Homo sapiens were the first modern humans. They evolved from their early hominid predecessors between 200,000 and 300,000 years ago. They developed a capacity for language about 50,000 years ago. The first modern humans began moving outside of Africa starting about 70,000 to 100,000 years ago. Humans are the only known species to have successfully populated, adapted to, and significantly altered a wide variety of land regions across the world, resulting in profound historical and environmental impacts. Before we tell the stories that make up world history, it is useful to ask, where do we begin? Where did our human stories start? Homo sapiens is a part of a group called hominids, which were the earliest human like creatures. Based on archaeological and anthropological evidence, we think that hominids diverged from other primates somewhere between 2.5 and 4 million years ago in eastern and southern Africa. Though there was a degree of diversity among the hominid family, they all shared the trait of bipedalism, or the ability to walk up on two legs. Scientists have several theories about why early hominids evolved. One, the aridity hypothesis, suggests that early hominids were more suited to dry climates and evolved as Africa's dry savanna regions expanded. According to the savanna hypothesis, early tree dwelling hominids may have been pushed out of their homes as environmental changes caused the forest regions to shrink and the size of the savanna expanded. These changes, according to the savanna hypothesis, may have caused them to adapt to living on the ground and walking upright instead of climbing. Hominids continued to evolve and developed unique characteristics. Their brain capacities increased, and approximately 2.3 million years ago, a hominid known as Homo habilis began to make and use simple tools. You see the skull of the Homo habilis on the right on this slide. The first tools were made by the Homo habilis. By a million years ago, some hominid species, particularly Homo erectus, seen here on the left, began to migrate out of Africa and into Eurasia, where they began to make other advances like controlling fire. Though there were once many kinds of hominids, only one remains: Homo sapiens. Extinction is a normal part of evolution, and scientists continue to theorize why other hominid species didn't survive. We do have some clues as to why some species were less successful at surviving than others, such as an inability to cope with competition for food, changes in climate, and volcanic eruptions. Let's talk about the migration and the peopling of the earth. Between 70,000 and 100,000 years ago, when people first left Africa, the Homo sapiens began migrating from the African continent and populating parts of Europe and Asia. They reached the Australian continent in canoes sometime between 35,000 and 65,000 years ago. Scientists studying land masses and climate know that the Pleistocene Ice Age created a land bridge, seen here, that connects Asia to North America over 13,000 years ago. A widely accepted migration theory is that people crossed this land bridge and eventually migrated into North and South America. How were our ancestors able to achieve this feat, and why did they make the decision to leave their homes? Well, the development of language around 50,000 years ago allowed people to make plans, solve problems, and organize effectively. We can't be sure of the exact reasons humans first migrated off the African continent, but it was likely correlated with a depletion of resources like food, or their regions in competition for their resources. Once humans were capable to communicate these concerns and make plans, they could assess together whether the pressures in their current home outweighed the risk of leaving to find a new one. This is the push and pull hypothesis, where humans pushed out because things got so bad, or they pulled out of Africa because things out of Africa were so good. Did they leave to find greater benefits, or did they leave because things were getting really bad where they were? Let's talk about the adaptation and effects on nature. When humans migrated from Africa to colder climates, they made clothing out of animal skin, and constructed fires to keep themselves warm. Often, they burned fires continuously through the winter. Sophisticated weapons, such as spears and bows and arrows, allowed them to kill large mammals efficiently. Along with changing climates, these hunting methods contributed to the extinction of giant land mammals such as mammoths, giant kangaroos, and mastodons. Fewer giant mammals, in turn, limited hunters' available prey. In addition to hunting animals and killing them out of self defense, humans began to use the Earth's resources in new ways when they constructed semi permanent settlements like the one you see here. Humans started shifting from nomadic lifestyles, where they just moved around night to night, to fixed homes, sedentary lifestyles, where they stay in the same place by using the natural resources there. These semi permanent settlements, like the one in the picture, would be the building blocks of established communities and the development of agricultural practices, farming. So, what do you think? Why do you think Homo sapiens were the only ones to survive? What effects do you think the environment had on human evolution? The push and pull effect. What effects did human evolution have on the environment? The savanna theory. What skills were needed for humans to populate the earth? Um, like the hunting. What did they use to hunt? What did they use to stay warm when the colder environments? What tools did we develop